Man, I just saw something groovy. Hey guys, Julian Green here with another installment of Juju Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the miniseries Netflix original, The Get Down. Now, The Get Down is directed and created by Baz Luhrmann, and if you don't know Baz Luhrmann, he was the guy responsible for Moulin Rouge, Romeo plus Juliet, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and more recently, another gem with Leonardo DiCaprio, The Great Gatsby. Now, with Baz Luhrmann, you know you're going to get something different. You're going to get a story that's kind of, trying to pull at your heartstrings, while at the same time it has like this really cool poppy music. It's basically a feature-length music video, and with The Get Down, this is no different. The Get Down does have a lot of plots. It's pretty much set in 1977 New York, more specifically the Bronx, and it follows these group of kids who are setting out to pretty much be the greatest DJs and MCs in history, or at least Bronx history as they put it. Oh my god, and I love this miniseries. Absolutely love it. I just got done with it about 2 seconds ago, and I'm making a video right now. And dude, what can I say? Like, there's so much about it. Like, it's psychedelic, it's explosive, it's energetic. There's so much going on here. The main story follows the main character named Zeke, aka Ezekiel. He's a half black, half Puerto Rican kid who's pretty much going in to summer vacation after school. He's a great poet, super gifted, but he doesn't want to use his talents too much for fear of people labeling him as white. Or is it fear? Who knows? He has a love interest in it named Mylene, who is an aspiring disco artist. All she wants to do is sing, but her overprotective religious father is preventing her from doing that. Along the way, he meets this guy named Shaolin Fantastic, who's pretty much this super cool kung fu guy who spray paints things, but his real dream is to become the world's greatest all-time DJ. There's a bunch of supporting characters like a mayor, a governor, and some of the best friends of these main characters. So this story is just mainly about, just a group of friends just trying to carve out their own kingdom, with the backdrop being 1977 New York. And with this backdrop happening, then it allows a lot of the events that happened during that time period to pretty much become characters in themselves. One of my favorite things that happened in it was how they portrayed the New York blackout. And it's not like they're using it just because, this is what happened and they got to show it, but they use it to advance the plot. And these things they have an essential role in what's to come in pretty much the total outcome of the series. But like I said, man, it's so explosive, it's energetic. Like, the one thing that this show has going for it, well, one of the many things that it has going for it is its characters. These characters are highly relatable, they are human, there's a lot of humanity to them, and we get a clear sense of what their wants and needs are. Never did I ask myself a question about what this particular character wanted, or what this one guy wanted, what this girl wants. No, it's all very clear from the very get-go. And throughout the entire 6-episode run, you are excited to see if they're going to get it or not. And the way they portray 1977 in the Bronx is like, it's very impoverished, but these people go on about their daily lives, but it's still a struggle just to get by. So to see that these people actually want to have something more, it's very believable, and the performance is just, oh my god. One of my favorite actors to come out of this is Justin Smith. He plays the main protagonist of Ezekiel, and he really brings a lot of humanity to this role. He's the guy who doesn't really know what he wants. He's a smart guy, but growing in a kind of state of a city like this, then it's hard to believe that you really want anything. He portrays that very, very well. And the last time I remember this guy, he was in Paper Towns, and there was a list that I compiled of the most okay movies, and I cited his performance in that movie as the most okay of them all, because he was just mainly bland, but he is far from bland in this. And I'm excited to see more of him in part 2 when that comes out in 2017. His love interest, Mylene, is played by this girl named Horizon Gardolia. I hope I said that right. She is the teenager who is aspiring to become a disco artist, and she'll do anything to get it. And to see her determination, and to see that she's still able to walk the moral high ground during this, is really nice to see. So it's nice to see a strong female character who doesn't give in to the pressures of what you would normally do in the 70s.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
One of the runaway stars of this whole series is played by Shameik Moore, and if you don't know Shameik Moore, one of the most notable roles that he has come out with was the one in Dope. If you haven't seen Dope, please check that movie out. It's a super treat to watch. But Shameik Moore plays Shaolin Fantastic, who starts off as like a mysterious figure, but as you get to know him as it goes on, then you pretty much get a look into the life of somebody who is majorly talented, but he's like the main one that they put the struggles, the triumphs, and endeavors that you would put in a young man who's growing up in the Bronx. He's messed up in some really shady stuff, but he clearly wants more, and to see him get that, then it's like honestly a journey. You go through a journey with this character, and it's really cool to see him flip from a super nerdy kid and Dope to a more hardened warrior of of the Bronx in this one, and just this, I'm super excited to see everything that he comes out with after this. But in every scene that he's in, he completely steals it. I mean, steals it. Talk about scenery chewing. This guy, I honestly want to be him. This show also stars like little supporting characters. One character is played by Jaden Smith, who doesn't have a really big role in it, but he has an essential role in it. And for the most part, at the beginning, I really thought that Jaden Smith was playing like an exaggerated variation of himself, because a lot of things that he started to say sounded a lot like Jaden Smith's Twitter page. If you haven't seen his Twitter page, please look that up right now and come back to this video. And you know, a lot of this has a lot of different elements from a lot of different types of stories. It's like it's a hood drama when you first get into it. Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, things like that. But it's also a period piece. And like I said, the whole backdrop in 1977 New York is masterfully portrayed. I like the fact that they intercut real footage from that time frame in New York, and then they kind of seamlessly blend it in to what they're showing you on the screen. But first and foremost, this is a love story between Ezekiel and Mylene. You could tell that everything that Ezekiel is going through, it's to impress this girl Mylene, and everything that Mylene is going through, she wants to go to Ezekiel, and it's pretty much like a will they won't they type of relationship. And you know, obviously there comes part where they get together, pretty predictable, but it still doesn't take away from the journey that they take to be together. And that is something that's, you know, just super cool. So, and I love myself a good love story. I mean, that's the big reason why I love Deadpool. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I love my Deadpool love story. But guys, this is the story about fighting back and pretty much following your dreams no matter what they are, what cost, taking those risks. And there's a lot of risks to be taken in this miniseries. A lot of stuff that I can see people complaining about is that it's a little bit jarring with the music, because the music is just kind of like a character by itself in it. And at times it can get a little distracting, but other times it can help scenes tremendously in what's going on. Like sometimes characters will just break out in a song and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, I didn't know I needed that. But cool. Other times you're just kind of like, I don't know if I like that. But for the most part, like, it's take it as you leave it. If you like the music, you do. But I know one thing, I'm gonna be buying the soundtrack as soon as it's available. And you know, some scenes like just kind of don't mesh well, you know, like it's just like you'll be here in one completely different part of the city with one completely different scene, like somebody sitting in a governor's office talking to the mayor, and then you'll be in another scene where there's like DJing and hip hop and everything like that. But this portrays perfectly the rise and the origins of hip hop. Well, as we know, it all started in the East Coast. And just to, like, honestly, this is like a build-up to the beginning of hip-hop itself. Because, you know, in the 1970s, it was a lot of disco music, but hip-hop was pretty much like something that was kind of underground until it just exploded. And this show portrays these characters as being the pioneers of that explosion. The ones who lit the fire, as you may call it. But each episode is like a build-up to see hip-hop finally rise. And that last finale, boy, whoo! Honestly, I was clapping, I was cheering along, I was even rapping along, because I watched that finale like maybe like 6 or 7 times, and I kind of memorized the words at this point. But yeah, man, I highly suggest this show. If I'm gonna give this thing a grade, I'm gonna give it a basic 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Easy. I'm gonna say this, the show might not be for everyone. Some people might not get it, some people might not be feeling it, but for me, this show did a lot for me, and I'm excited for part 2 to come out pretty soon. Netflix, you killing it with the period pieces between Stranger Things and this. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna be watching it every step of the way. Alright guys, so as always, thanks for watching, and let me know if you've seen The Get Down, if you're planning on seeing The Get Down, if this video kind of helped you out with it. Did I help you out watching it? And make sure to click that subscribe button, click that like button. I make videos here every week, so if you guys like more of that, then I'll be glad to bring more of that to you. If you have any other ideas of what I should review, let me know in the comment down there. And just remember, I'm a dude in his room talking to a camera. I love you, and I'm out. Ya dig?